Hi gamers, and welcome to the next episode of Level Up Friday. Today's is going to be a continuation from the last one. So the last Level Up Friday episode I put out was just purely unboxing the PS4 Pro. This one is going to be more about, in layman's terms, the differences between it and if it's worth it, first impressions, that kind of whole mashup in one go. There are so many videos and articles on the specs between both the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. This, like I said, this is more of a first impressions on the stream and online on Twitter and Facebook as well. I'm getting a lot of questions on is it worth it, should I buy one? So this is kind of a video to help you in regards to that. Straight out from the unboxing, yes, the appearance is going to look different. It's got the extra layer on top. You know what, I need to say this. Keep in mind, a lot of people are complaining or saying things about the PS4 Pro. A little while ago, like early on in the beginning of the year, it was always Neo. That is something that we heard about. There's going to be the next PlayStation 5. Then all of a sudden the PS4 Pro came out and we were like, what's that? And we learned that it was an upgraded console. So at the end of the day, it's not a brand new console, it's just an upgraded version. So that is one of the main reasons why the PS4 Pro is going to look almost exactly the same. The main difference is coming straight from the box, it's got that extra layer on top, so it has the third layer. A lot of people say it's like a hamburger. I like to think of it as pancake stack, only because I like pancakes better. Another main difference is on the PS4 Pro, if you look on the outside, it's going to be all completely matte black, whereas the PS4 had half of it was glossy. Ports are going to be pretty much almost identical. There is an extra USB slot at the back. More likely that was for the PlayStation VR, so it seems like the Pro and the VR were made to be together. Another thing is with the controller itself. So the controller, as soon as I held it in my hands, it does feel completely different to how they first came out. I would have another controller to compare it to. Unfortunately, I had to trade mine in. I only have one other extra, and that is the PlayStation Anniversary controller, which I still keep in the box. So yeah, sorry. I've heard that it does feel a lot more different because they changed the materials to save on cost, and it definitely does feel that way. I didn't want to say this, but when I first held it, it does feel a lot more cheaper compared to the other one. As you can see, so it's got two tones, if it wants to. Yeah, there we go. So you won't be able to see it too much, but it is like more of a grayish kind of two-tone at the back. And I don't know if it will pick it up, but it does have a texture on it. It's not annoying, it's a very light texture, probably to help out more with the grip itself. Buttons do feel, like I said, the buttons, if you do have the controller, you'll be able to feel for yourself. It does feel lighter, it does feel, you know, cheaper compared to how it first came out. The cool thing is you do get the light that comes from the top of the touchpad. Aside from those differences, yes, the PlayStation Pro is going to be slightly heavier. So it's just not really too much of a big deal. I mean, when you put the PlayStation down, it's pretty much that's where it's going to be. I'm not going to be moving around too much. The original PS4 is going to be about 2.1 kilos from memory, and the PS4 Pro is 3.3 kilos. So just over a kilo difference, really. There's nothing too major. In terms of size as well, I keep mine in my shelf. Still fits perfectly fine, but it is going to be slightly wider. Wider in, so not just the height as well, because of the extra stack. It's going to be wider in width and length, about a centimeter, about an inch or so. And like I said, with the outputs as well, it's almost going to be exactly the same, except with the extra USB port. On the PS4 Pro, it does include an optical audio output, which is just like the when the first initial PS4s got released as well. Probably the final and one of the most important ports, final ports actually, on the PlayStation Pro is the HDMI port. So the original PS4 had a HDMI 1.4 port, and the new PS4 Pro has HDMI 2.0. This is basically to allow it to stream and to output up to 4K. So that's just about the appearance as well. So like I said, I'm not going to go into the complete specs of the PS4 Pro, but there's just, you know, a brief overview. So yeah, it's not that much. Like I said, it's just an upgrade, so it stands to reason why it's not going to look completely different. Same, but some slight differences. Not completely heavy. The 3.3 does not bother me. Like I said, once you put it down somewhere, how often are you actually going to be moving your PS4? Okay, this is probably the part that you're most looking forward to as well. In regards to how it looks graphically and its performance, you're going to need to have at least a minimum of a 1080p TV. You don't need to rush out and buy a 4K TV. It would be nice if you did. It's kind of like you've bought the PS4 Pro, but you're not seeing it up to its full potential. If you have a normal TV, you might see minute differences. You're hardly going to see anything. To be able to actually see some change, you'll need the 1080p TV, which is what I have. I would like to have a 4K TV. It's something I'm saving up for, but here's the thing. So like I said, if you have a normal TV, you're going to see very minute changes. If you have a 1080p, you're going to be notice a lot more changes. But if you have a 4K TV, that's when you're going to see the most. And if it's the 4K HDR TV, you're going to get more clarity. You're going to get more richer colors. You're going to get, everything's going to be sharper. It's just an overall graphically it's going to be better. But here's also the thing as well. So with the PS4 Pro, the great thing is every single game that you do put into the PS4 Pro, it is going to try to enhance. Here is another thing though. Yes, the PS4 Pro does not have the HD Blu-ray capabilities. Yes, the Xbox does have it, so it is a bit weird that the PlayStation itself does not. But think about it this way. When is the last time you've actually watched a DVD on the console? Maybe you have. Personally, I don't care about that. I don't remember the last time I actually stuck a DVD into my console and just watched a movie. It's basically purely for gaming and streaming for me. I don't watch movies on it. I might have Netflix, but that's about it. So keep in mind, the price point of the PS4 Pro isn't that expensive when it came out. It's about $560 here in Australia, $350 if you have a trade-in at EB. With the Blu-ray drive, you're gonna be adding on an extra $100 or so. So, you know, for me personally, I don't really care for it. There are some people out there who really do care for it. So it isn't going to have native Blu-ray capabilities, which I guess in the long run, if you are, you know, collecting those type of DVDs, it does suck. It's still be able to stream everything. You'll still be able to play. You'll be able to stream everything in 4K if you have that capability in HD, but yes, you won't be able to put anything physically into the PlayStation. You've probably seen this quite a lot online in regards to frame rate issues on the PS4 Pro. That's mostly clickbait. I mean, with a lot of them you are going to notice, because the PS4 does try to enhance every single game that you do play with a checkerboard system to be able to upgrade your graphics. Yes, you're going to see very, very minute details like that. Of frame rate dropping. It's not going to hinder your gameplay or anything. And also in regards to the patches as well, I do know that the patches, yes, we would love that all the old games that we do have, well, not really old, but all the current games that we have are going to have the patch to enable it to have the PS4 Pro graphics, so it doesn't have that frame rate issue, and we can see it in, you know, glorious 4K. But unfortunately not all of them are going to be. I mean, it would be nice, but the game companies, they have to decide if it's worth it, if they do want to put a patch on it, because it's something that they have to pay for. And if they don't think it's going to be worth it, well, they're not going to release a patch. Good thing is though that games going forward, all of them are going to have the little icon on the game saying that's PS4 Pro enabled. The good thing is the size of it as well. The 1 terabyte is a standard hard drive size for the PS4 Pro. Would be nice if they offered a little bit extra, but hey, 1 terabyte. Before you guys jump down my throat, I know the PS4, you can upgrade it yourself. You can change the hard drive, but it's nice that it's, you know, it comes as standard. One of the main reasons I did get the PS4 Pro is because of the 1 terabyte. I hated having to delete games just to make space. The other good thing about it is, yes, things do run a lot more smoother. The whole operating system itself is slightly faster. I can can see improvement there. With the old system, it was quite slow and sluggish. Don't know how true this is because I use it mostly with Ethernet as well, but even with the Ethernets, apparently it does boost your Wi-Fi and it improves something to do with your internet. Don't know about the specifics, but when I was game sharing, I've always had an issue where it needs to buffer. Everything is pixelated. Game sharing on this, it's perfect. I can see everything in detail. There's nothing pixelated or buffering. One thing I really don't like about the PS4 Pro is at the front of it is the buttons itself. I feel like I like the idea of the PS4 having that touch. It feels a lot more secure, whereas I don't like having to press the buttons for the eject. It does feel quite flimsy and easy to break, and you can't even notice the buttons at all. It took me a while to realize, oh, there's an actual button here to actually turn on the PS4 Pro and to eject. And also I'm not wearing my glasses at the moment, so I couldn't see where it was. So that is a little bit of a rundown on the PS4 Pro. Is it worth it? To be honest, if you don't have a PS4, if you're coming from PS3, PS4 is definitely worth it. I would rather spend the extra $50 or so. I believe it's only that much difference. Don't get a Slim. You might as well get the Pro. But if you have a PS4, and I get guys on the stream just like, oh, I wish I could afford one. Right now, to be honest, as much as I love PlayStation, I am more of a Sony person than I am Nintendo and Xbox. But this is not a console that you need to go out and rush and buy. I would wait till it goes on sale to see if you can maybe or get a really good deal on it. And if you don't have a good like at least a 1080p TV, you're not going to notice much of a difference if that's what you're going to be basing your purchase on. But base your purchase on, yes, I use it for streaming. I love the fact that it can stream up to 60 frames per second. How other people watching me, if they do have a better TV, they'll be able to see a lot more clearly as well. And in regards to YouTube being enabled for the HDR when you do upload it, I love that fact. So all the videos that I do get straight off the console and put it up to YouTube, it's going to be very clear. Another reason for me purchasing it was the system size. Like I said before, I hated running out of room on my last console, so 1 terabyte does really help. I love the fact that it's the whole operating system is running smoother and it's running faster as well. But other than that, there's not a big amount of difference. It's not the one that I will say, if I thought this console was something that was a must buy, I would be saying it, definitely go out and buy it, trade in your consoles. But right now, I would say don't buy it at the moment. I mean, if you have the money, go for it, or you know, if your PlayStation's breaking down, definitely go for it. But if it's just something that you want to buy just because it's the newest console, yes, that's probably part of the reason why I bought it. Cancelled my VR actually and put all of the money from the VR onto my PS4 Pro. I personally did that because as much as I do like the VR, I liked it a lot more better than I thought I would. I went to the PlayStation VIP Media Night, which if you're following Gamebug, you would have seen our past videos. I had a lot of fun on that. But the only thing is, for me, the VR, I can't justify spending that much money on little mini games, DLC type, experience type games, yes. I can't justify the price of that for only one game that I really truly like at the moment, and that seems to be a full game as well. So I'm hoping down the track that developers are going to be doing more for the VR. I feel like this is a very just the beginning steps into the world of VR and how it's going to change gaming for us. So fingers crossed. I really have high hopes for it, but as of now, personally, VR isn't for me, so I put all the money from that onto the console, and I traded my old console in and got more of a discount off, which was great. So yeah, is it worth it? I would say not really, but if you're coming from a PS3 straight to the PS4 Pro, definitely go for it. If you have a PS4 at home already and there's nothing wrong with it, you don't have a 4K TV with HDR, I would say leave it for now. Wait for Christmas, see if it goes on sale, and then it might be worth it. But in saying that though, with the PlayStation Pro having come out this year, with the Xbox S already, you know, getting released and being marketed as a luxury item, which I think is going to be quite expensive when it comes out, I have a feeling that the PS5 is going to be something special. It does feel like the PS4 Pro is slightly rushed. It's either it was slightly rushed or it was supposed to be with the VR. Like, it's supposed to be, the VR and the Pro are supposed to work perfectly together. But I do believe that the PS5 is going to be something special. I mean, they're already seeing what, you know, the basis of this is, what Xbox has at the moment and what the, you know, they're going to compete with. Because right now, in terms of, you know, the consoles at the moment, since the PlayStation only released an upgraded console, whereas the Xbox is going to release the Slim and an S as well. I believe it's a Slim and an S. So they're ahead of the market in that area at the moment. But like I said, PS5 is going to be something special. All in all, PS4 Pro, is it worth it? For me personally, I use it for streaming, and like I said, with the YouTube, the space, the speed, there's not too much of a difference really within the old console as well, and you're not hindered from the games that you play. It's not like you're coming from a PS3 to a PS4 where you couldn't play any of the PS4 games. Whatever comes out from the Pro, you're going to be able to play that too. So there is really no rush for this one at the moment, so I would say, like I said, if you have the money, go for it. But if you don't feel disheartened that you can't have the Pro as of yet, I would say you're in no rush. Wait for it to go on sale, wait if there's a bundle pack, and then yeah, maybe get your hands on it then. But as of now, PS4 Pro, it's not something you need right now. It's nice to have, but it's not a necessity. So yeah, that is the end of my PS4 Pro impressions and is it a must-have console to get. So yeah, if you liked the video even a little bit, please hit like. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, let's have a discussion below in the comments. I haven't slept for about 2 days right now, so there's going to be something I've definitely missed out on. But let us know in the comments below. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Have I missed out anything? Has this actually helped you make up your mind or be at ease that you have got the PS4 or haven't got the PS4 Pro? Yes, Pro to both of them. And make sure you're subbed to Gamebug so you don't miss out on any future videos.